go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Fuel channel where we speak the truth, we're honest, we give our takes on AEW. Hopefully, my connection is working well. It is Thursday night, November 16th, 2023, and for the first time since All Out, all three of us, myself, Cameron Johnson, and Wesley Williams, back together on the Big Fight Fuel channel. Gentlemen, it's been over 2 months since I've last seen you. How the hell are you doing? Cam, what's up, man? What is happening? How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I still can't believe we haven't done a show in 2 months. That just feels absolutely unreal to me, man. The fact that we have not done a show talking about Dynamite or really anything AEW related in the past 2 months. That comes up as a bit of a shock to me, man. But I'm happy to be here, man. I'm always happy to be on the show, man. I'm always happy to be on the show. And we got AEW Full Gear this weekend. Which I'm hoping is an excellent show. What am I talking about? It is going to be an excellent show because this is an AEW pay-per-view. But man, I am looking forward to it, man. We got my good man Wes here that I have not seen in a while. Wes, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, Cam. I'm doing well. It's great to be back with the boys. Talk AEW. 2 months. Lots happened in 2 months. We've had Adam Copeland show up. We have this masked assailant with the devil mask. MJF's devil mask. We're around with all these goons. Who is behind the devil mask? Will we find out on Saturday Night at Full Gear? Well, we'll have to see about that. But Los Angeles, California, Saturday Night Full Gear. Got a pretty big card set up there. Looking forward to it. I even have a new haircut too. I mean, that's a lot of change in 2 months. I mean, I don't have the long locks anymore. I changed it up. I got the short hair again. I'm still looking pretty fly. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of self-love here, man. I'm looking pretty fly. And so are my boys here. We're a good-looking group of guys here, ready to talk some AEW, ready to talk some Full Gear, man. I'm ready to get into it.
Oh, before we go, let's steal something from a popular YouTuber. I got a cold beverage to talk AEW Full Gear. I got a cold beverage. We are rocking the white wine. I got this from work yesterday. They're doing a wine sale. This was left over. So I got it for free. So let's get in the Full Gear. I got my wine. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Well, luckily, I have some good news. It's been a while since we've all been on here and talked about AEW. The main reason is because during the football season, the majority of my content is the Miami Dolphins, but also what you guys don't know is my outside life is absolutely crazy during the week. And really, I don't have much time. I didn't have much time to talk about AEW during the week because sometimes I wouldn't even have time to tune into the shows because I'm doing something for my family or I'm working on assignments. With that being said, December 20th, Dynamite reviews are coming back to the channel. So on December 20th, we will be back here on the Big Fight Fuel channel every Wednesday talking about AEW Dynamite. Collision, I don't know what happened to my Saturday show. It's not the same anymore. So as for right now, I'm going to pass on Collision. But for right now, folks, I've got a couple more weeks of busy work. I got finals coming up with my classes. And then December 20th, we'll be back on the Big Fight Fuel channel talking about AEW Dynamite. It'll be close to home stretch of the Continental Classic, which was just announced last week. So right at the home stretch of the Continental Classic, we'll be on here talking about it on the Big Fight Fuel channel right around Christmas time, folks. So you're going to be getting AEW Dynamite content in the end of December. Be on the lookout for that, and that's also going to be coming around World's End, which is the last AEW pay-per-view of the year. Gentlemen, you ready to talk about some Full Gear? We got 9 matches to talk about.
Let's get into it.
First of all, before we get into the matches, it was announced yesterday, about an hour before Dynamite, maybe 2, that someone is going to be All Elite. this Saturday. It was announced that by Tony Khan. I don't have the tweet pulled up, but if I remember off the top of my head, this wrestler is well respected around the world and is probably loved by most AEW fans. I honestly, I have no idea who this could be. At first, I'm thinking Dolph Ziggler because Dolph Ziggler just got released by WWE, but he's still on a 90-day compete clause. I'm thinking Mercedes Moné, and I see a report on my timeline from Fightful that it might not be Mercedes Moné showing up at Full Gear. I can't make a prediction because I have no idea who this is going to be. And I'm thinking maybe Will Ospreay, but Will Ospreay's contract's up at February 2024, and he said that multiple times. So I can't think it's Will Ospreay. Honest to God, I have no idea who this is. I'm excited, but I'm yet scared at the same time because if this is a fumble, Tony Khan's heard it before. If this is a fumble, Tony Khan is going to hear the noise, and people will not shut up. So I'm not going to make a prediction. I'm not going to sit here and speculate. But all I know is, this needs to be good. This needs to be a big name. This can't be. I hate saying it. This can't be someone like Ronda Rousey. If it's Ronda Rousey, I will be pissed off.
Respected by most AEW fans. I don't think Ronda Rousey is respected by most AEW fans.
No. Do you guys have anything to say about this mystery signing?
I mean, I don't know, man. I agree with Joseph. It has to be a money pick here. It can't be. You can't have Tony Khan fumble the bag on this one. I mean, it has to be somebody that, like he said, is well respected by AEW fans. It's one of the best pro wrestlers in the world. I mean, it's gotta be big. So, I mean, my first thing, I mean, I say the top of my list, I would just say it is Mercedes. I know there's probably a report out that it won't be her, but I have a hunch that it probably will be her because it's not going to be Ospreay. His contract's not due up until February, so it's not Ospreay. And when it comes to Dolph Ziggler, he still has a 90-day no compete. I don't think he's even able to be signed anywhere until next month. I believe is when he's signed. So it can't be Dolph Ziggler. But I would say my best prediction is that it's Mercedes Moné. And if it is her, then there you go. That's your money pick. There you go. I mean, that now AEW didn't fumble the bag because it's like you got Mercedes Moné, one of the most well-respected, one of the greatest women's wrestlers in the entire world. Hell, just one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. Not even just for women's wrestlers, just in period in general. She's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and she definitely is a big signing, especially for that women's division. And it seems like AEW, you got some characters now in the women's division. They're trying to invest more in more characters. Like you see the timeless Toni Storm gimmick. Obviously, that's been working wonders for the women's division. You got Julia Hart with the House of Black. Julia Hart's been doing a lot of things. She's getting really over with the crowd. And you got Sky Blue kind of involved in this too. We'll get into the TBS title picture when we talk about that match. But you got Sky Blue. I mean, you got all these women here that are, we're starting to develop more characters, and hopefully you start to see that develop more over time. But Mercedes being in that women's division, I think, is a huge boost. And that's definitely the type of woman you would really want in that women's division to really bolster that women's roster. So that's my best prediction for Saturday.
Do you have anything to add on to this, Cam?
My prediction for Saturday, I'm going to go with Sami Callihan. That's what I'm going with. Sami Callihan has been a free agent for a while. He just left Impact. Sami Callihan has been a free agent for a while, since September. He's no longer with Impact. Him and Jon Moxley are really good friends. Him and Jon Moxley are really good friends. I think most of the AEW audience respects Sami Callihan. I think most of the I can go out there and say most of the AEW audience respects Sami Callihan. I'm going to say Sami Callihan. I guess Sami Callihan is my first choice. Dolph Ziggler, I could see as my second choice. Maybe he went to WWE. Maybe he went to WWE, negotiated, a negotiated thing where he get out his 90-day non-compete, something like that. Maybe they did out of respect for him. I don't know. Maybe they did out of respect for him. I don't know. But Dolph Ziggler would be my second choice. And then my third choice is Mercedes Moné. So I got Sami Callihan, Will Ospreay, and Sami. So I got not Will Ospreay. I got Sami Callihan, Sami Callihan, Dolph Ziggler, and Mercedes Moné is my top 3 picks.
I can't tell you how bad I want Will Ospreay in AEW, but I don't think it's going to be on Saturday night. So let's get into Let's get into the matches right here. The one match we have right now official for the 0 hour is MJF defending the Ring of Honor tag team titles against Austin and Colton Gunn. MJF is going to have a partner this time around. I think this is obvious. The past couple of weeks, Samoa Joe has been offering his friendship to MJF. The stipulation is if Joe helps MJF against the Guns, Joe is going to get a AEW World Championship match, which, by the way, he dropped the Ring of Honor television title for this storyline. Why not just have Keith Lee beat him? I have no idea, but I do think Joe's going to be MJF's partner, and I'm going to take MJF and Joe to retain the Ring of Honor tag team titles. The Guns are way too good for Ring of Honor. They need to stay in AEW. Cam?
I got MJF and Samoa Joe retaining the tag team titles. I think it's going to be Samoa Joe as the partner for MJF. And to answer your question, Joseph, in terms of why Keith Lee didn't win the Ring of Honor Television Championship, to be quite honest with you, I don't think they trust Keith Lee in like a big spot as like a champion. I just don't think they trust him. I just don't think they trust him in that spot. This is a guy in Keith Lee who does very little singles matches. You know, he had the big health. You know, he had the big health scare. A couple of years ago. I just don't think they trust Keith Lee. I don't know if Keith Lee's body is in a position where he can handle being a champ. You know, where he can handle being a champion. You know, to where he can handle being a champion at the rate that it would require him to be. That's not, you know, unless it's like a tag team type. It's like a tag team champion. I just don't think they trust him in that scenario yet. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think I trust Keith Lee in that scenario either. I would need, to be honest, and that's not to say, that's nothing against Keith Lee and being a bad talent or anything. Just remember the health scare he had. So that's probably why they didn't put the Ring of Honor Championship on Keith Lee. The Ring of Honor Television Championship on Keith Lee. But yeah, Samoa Joe is teaming with MJF. This is obvious. It's either going to be Samoa Joe or Roderick Strong. So it's either going to be Samoa Joe or Neck Strong teaming with MJF.
Wes?
Yeah, I also got Joe being MJF's partner. I think it's kind of obvious. I could see a spot where Strong comes out with a Kingdom and he tries to be his partner, and then something goes haywire. Maybe Joe just knocks Strong out of his wheelchair just because it's like Joe's like, "Fuck you, I hurt your neck. I don't give a shit," you know, because that's how Samoa Joe is. He doesn't give a fuck. He's gonna just throw. He could do like the Kane Zack Ryder spot on Raw and just be like, "I'm gonna roll you off the fucking stage. I don't give a shit."
Why the hell? Well, I got an idea for that. Why the hell like Roddy come out, but like before like Roddy comes out, like accept the partnership, whatever, he's like cutting the promo in the wheelchair, and Samoa Joe just fuck this and his entrance music.
I would love it. Honestly, that would be great. I would just love that because that's what Samoa Joe does.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Honestly, AEW's like, we know there's great wrestling in AEW, but a little bit off track that we'll get into the main card. The characters in AEW over the past couple of months have been so good. You're talking about Roderick Strong, who's who's a great wrestler, but never had a good character in WWE. He's killing it in this character right now. It fits him so perfectly. You look at Timeless Tony Storm. It is so entertaining. You look at Prince Nana. He's got the entire crowd doing his dance. You look at Christian Cage. I hate Christian Cage, but Christian Cage he's a great heel. The characters in AEW right now are so good, and it's so entertaining, and it's something that AEW was missing, and now they have. And you look at these characters and like, man, I look forward to seeing this every week, you know? So, but we're going to move into the main card. There's a lot of good things. There's a lot of things to really look forward to. This is the match I want to talk about first. The match I'm looking forward to the most, and the storyline I'm most invested in AEW, is Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. They killed it at Wrestle Dream. Swerve beat Hangman Adam Page, and the feud has only gotten better since. It's very personal. Swerve walked into Hangman's house, left a Mogul Embassy t-shirt in the baby crib. Then Hangman, it's basically personal. He lost the Ring of Honor 6-man titles to get revenge on Swerve. And then last night, Hangman Page cuts an absolute killer promo. And he got really personal with Swerve, talking about how his wife left him and his kids don't talk to him. And he said, when I beat you in Texas death on your grave, me and my son are gonna go to your grave and we're gonna piss on your grave. Or that was on Collision last week, I believe. As I saw that floating around on Twitter. Nonetheless, this is my favorite thing going on in AEW right now. I absolutely love this feud. Swerve is killing it. He had a great feud with Darby Allin. Now he's having a great feud with Hangman Page. My man is having a really good 2023, I feel like. And I want to hear what you guys have to say on this match. We're going to give it to Wes first for his prediction.
Yeah, I agree. This has been outside of the world title picture with MJF. I mean, this has been the other best feud going in all of AEW. Hangman and Swerve have been absolutely killing it, whether it's on the mic, whether it's in the ring. These two guys know how to work, and their match at Wrestle Dream was phenomenal. One of the best matches of the entire night. Match of the year candidate easily. And I can't even wait to see what they're going to do Saturday in a Texas Deathmatch setting. It's going to be absolutely wild. And that promo last night on Dynamite, oh my gosh, dude, might very well have been the best promo I've ever heard from Hangman in his entire AEW run. I mean, he went in, Swerve didn't utter a single word in that entire segment. Hangman just took the mic and just completely just destroyed Swerve in just a matter of minutes there in the center of the ring and just cooked him, just absolutely fucking cooked him, man. I mean, That was just unreal to watch. I'm like listening to every word Hangman said. And I'm just like taken aback every word, and you could see like the passion that he's given this promo, man. That's why I love to see out of Hangman Page, that more intense side of him. When we see that more intense side of Hangman Page, that's the best Adam Page we get. And you know that going into this match Saturday, that there's no holding back. Both these guys are going to go in. They're going to tear each other apart. Things have gotten personal now, and they're going to make sure everybody knows that this is personal when they get in that ring Saturday for that Texas Death Match. Who wins? I'm going to have to go with Swerve. I think Swerve gets the second win over Hangman. I think Swerve, with Hangman getting the upper hand last night on Dynamite in the promo battle, I think Swerve, this is going to solidify further his spot in towards the main event, or at least the upper mid card, near main event level. But yeah, Swerve's got the rocket strapped to his back right now. That's the guy that they're wanting to push. That's the guy who they want in that spot that Hangman had before. That's the guy they want to continue to push up the mountain in AEW. And I think Swerve gets the win here against Hangman in the Texas Deathmatch. But this is going to be brutal. I'm looking forward to this. It is one of the main matches I'm most looking forward to Saturday night.
It's honestly the match I'm looking forward to the most. I mean, they sold you with the personal stuff, and then they're like, okay, man, we really got you hooked after that promo last night. I'm honestly shocked to hear that you have Swerve winning. I guess that gives away my prediction, but I'm gonna give it to Cam before I go. Go ahead, Cam.
I'm with Wes. I got Swerve winning. I think I'm with Wes. I got Swerve winning this one. I think Swerve wins this. I think Swerve should win this match here. I think he should win this feud here. Because to be honest with you, I think at World's End, whatever pay-per-views in December, name of it, I think it should be Swerve, Strickland, and MJF for the AEW World Title. And I think it should be Swerve winning the AEW World Title on that show. So
my God.
So in order to do that, you got to continue to build them up. In order to do that, you got to continue to build them up. So I think Swerve should win here, and I think he will win here. So I got Swerve.
Wow, I'm honestly shocked. I see this going to a third match. This feud has to go to a third match, in my opinion. And nothing to do with it, but history, Hangman Page is the odds-on favorite in this match. He has 3 Texas Death Matches in his AEW career, and he's 3-0. He's the king of Texas Death Matches. But for me, honestly, I think this match is going to a third. I think this feud's going to a third match. MJF has more than enough on his plate right now as the world champion. He's got Samoa Joe going after him. He's got Wardlow going after him. He's got this big storyline going on with the Devil. Who knows who that is? I think right now, you keep Swerve and Hangman together. I think Hangman's going to win the Texas Death Match, and I think we get the third and final match at World's End, whether that would be a steel cage match or anything in that particular element. I don't know, but I don't think this feud's over. They're going to a third match at World's End, and for that to happen, Hangman has to tie this up 1-1. Swerve won at Wrestle Dream. Hangman Page is going to win at Full Gear. I'm honestly shocked I'm the only one taking Hangman in this match because I think this is going to a third match, I think. So yeah, I'm taking Hangman to win. The second match let's talk about the TBS title. Wes kind of mentioned it in the beginning. Let's just get into the TBS title match. Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Chris Statlander. I have to give kudos to Julia Hart, man. She's gotten better in the ring. She's not bad anymore. Her character development in the House of Black has been really good. Her entrance is really cool. And her singing her thing,
This is in wrestling. I love that entrance. I love
yeah,
that.
it is really cool. And her singing her song down to the entranceway. I have to give her my kudos because I feel like since the last time I've been on here talking about AEW, she's gotten so much better. And honestly, this storyline is good for the women's division. It's very good because you got Sky Blue in a high prominent role. This entire storyline has been about Julia Hart misting Sky Blue in the face. Chris Statlander trying to be Sky Blue's friend, trying to be all buddy-buddy with her. Sky Blue's not having it. Now she's got her title match. Julia Hart's back in the title. This story has been about these 3 ladies, and I think this is going to be a very good match. And who the winner's going to be? I think Sky Blue's going to be in here to take the fall. It's a tough call. I honestly would not mind if Julia Hart won the TBS championship. I would honestly be cool with that. But I'm going to take the safe route, and I'm going to take Stat to retain the TBS championship. Cam, who do you have and why?
I think Chris Statlander retains. I would not be against Julia Hart at all winning, and that's just not me saying that because y'all know how much I love Julia Hart. Y'all know how much I love Julia Hart. I would not mind Julia Hart winning the TBS championship at all. She's doing some fantastic character work with it. I feel like Chris Statlander has had it long enough to where her losing on Sunday would honestly be fine. Because she's had that championship for a long time. But I think Chris Statlander is going to retain the championship. I don't know who's dethroning Chris Stat, if not Julia Hart right now. But Chris Statlander is my pick to win this match. So I'm going with Chris Stat.
Wes?
Well, I'm gonna have to be the odd man out here. My prediction for this match is I do believe that Julia Hart is winning the TBS title Saturday. My prediction, go into more details. I think Sky Blue helps her win the TBS title because, as we have seen, Sky Blue got misted. Her whole aura has changed over time. We've seen the change. She's still Sky Blue. She's still been kind of that character, but she's also been looking a bit more sinister. The eye makeup has been getting bigger and bigger, just like how it was with Julia Hart when the mist was sprayed into her eyes, and when she was still with the Varsity Blondes. Now she eventually made that turn over to the dark side and joined House of Black. I think, and all these stare downs we be getting between Julia Hart and Sky Blue, I think this is eventually leading to a partnership between the two. And I think Sky Blue in this match will help Julia Hart. I don't know if this will be like a quick thing or if they're gonna like work a big match. I don't know, but I do believe that Sky Blue will help Julia Hart win the TBS title and join partners with Julia. I honestly, I feel like it's time for Julia to win the title anyway, too, because I feel like her work right now is just so good. And this is not a dig at Chris Statlander. I love Chris Statlander, and she's been great. But I think Julia, you strike when the iron is hot. I feel like the iron is hot right now with Julia Hart. I feel like now is the time to take advantage of Julia being a champion. Now that she's improved in the ring and that her character work has been some of the best we've seen out of anybody in AEW. Her being associated with House of Black, obviously an over faction there. I think getting some gold on Julia Hart is something to continue to get House of Black in that more in that right direction to make them continue to look dominant. And I think I do believe that Julia wins. I think Sky Blue helps her. So
That's interesting, man, because Sky Blue would sacrifice herself winning the TBS championship for Julia Hart. That would be, I don't know, that'd be interesting. But I do get your point with Statlander, but I don't see it. I don't see them taking the championship off of her. I would not be upset if Julia Hart won the title because she deserves it. She definitely deserves the championship. And if she did win, I would not be mad about that at all. But hey, that might work. Who knows? But let's get into the Bucks against the Golden Jets, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. And the Bucks have been acting like a bunch of salty crybabies. That's what they've been the past 3 weeks. They've been salty crybabies who can't get over that their friend is spending time with someone else. It's like Roderick Strong. He's very, very upset about Adam Cole spending time with MJF. But
I like to ask this question to other wrestlers. Are other wrestlers not allowed to have other friends outside of the faction they hang around with? Like, are they not allowed to have other friends outside of the faction they hang around with?
I guess not.
Like, are they not? Is it like in wrestling? Is it like in the wrestling handbook that you must only hang out with this faction here? Like, is John Moxley only supposed to hang out with the Black Club? John Moxley can't be in catering talking to Dante Martin, talking to like Dante Martin or else the Blackpool Combat Club get back. Hey man, why you seeing so much fun with Dante Martin, man? Like, our wrestlers not allowed to have other friends.
I guess not. I don't know. But the Bucks, they're mad. Jericho and Omega, obviously they've had their issues with the Don Callis family. So they didn't have any choice but to team up. And now they're friends. They're a tag team. Jericho, he got the name Golden Jets. And the stipulation for this is if the Bucks win, Jericho and Omega, their partnership is over. Done. If they win, Jericho and Omega, they get the tag team title match that the Bucks own right now. And that's what's going to happen is Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega are going to beat the Young Bucks. They're going to get their tag team title match down the line, possibly at World's End, and the Bucks are going to cost them the tag team titles. The Bucks are going to turn on Kenny Omega, and the only way we have the right step in that direction that we have to get to is Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho have to win at Full Gear, and that's what's going to happen. I'm taking the Golden Jets. Wes, who do you have and why?
I'm also going to go with the Golden Jets in this match. I agree with you 100%. I think the Young Bucks are on the verge of completely turning heel. As we also saw last night on Dynamite, they cheated in order to beat Penta and Commander in the tag team match. They had a banger of a tag team match, by the way. I really enjoyed what they did there. But as we saw, Nick Jackson had low blowed both Penta and Commander in order to get the win for the Young Bucks in that match. So clearly that's a sign that they're turning more into the dark side. And honestly, I don't mind it. I think it's a good step for them. And I think them being heels just works with the Young Bucks. They're really good at playing just, complete pricks. And so I think this is a good step in the right direction for them. But yeah, I see the Golden Jets getting the victory over the Bucks. They get their tag title shot whenever Omega and Jericho get that tag title shot against whoever the tag team champions are after Full Gear. Whenever that happens, could be at World's End. I think the Young Bucks have a complete heel turn on Kenny Omega, and I see all that playing out in the future for Young Bucks and for Kenny Omega, and yeah, I think the Young Bucks will end up costing Omega and Jericho whenever that tag title fight comes. But yeah, I'm going Golden Jets.
Cam?
I'm in agreement here. I think I'm in agreement here. I think the Bucks win this match here, and I think it sets up the Bucks heel turn for whenever they get their championship. For whenever the Golden Jets get their championship match, I think the Bucks are gonna fuck over Jericho and Omega. That's gonna start the turn of Omega. Now, poor Kenny Omega, man. Kenny Omega has everybody turning against him, bro. Takeshita turned against him. Don Callis turned against him. The Young Bucks are about to turn against him. Poor Kenny Omega, man. That dude ain't got no friends. He's like Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio got turned on by everybody. Dominic Santos. Kenny Omega's in that same way. Everybody's turning on Kenny Omega, man. I feel bad.
He's got terrible friends, man. He's
He
got
got terrible friends.
terrible friends. So everybody's in agreement that Jericho and Omega are going to take the tag title match that the Bucks currently have. Speaking of the tag team titles, we got an exciting four-way here. We got Ricky Starks and Big Bill, the champions, which I'm really enjoying them as champions so far. They're having an alright reign. They're facing FTR, the House of Black, and they're facing LFI, Roosh, and Dralistico. I think this match is very predictable. I think it's too early to take the tag titles off of Starks and Big Bill. I think FTR and the House of Black, they're going to cancel each other out. They're going to take each other out of the match. They're currently feuding right now. That's going to leave LFI and against Big Bill and Ricky Starks. And I think Ricky Starks pins Dralistico to retain the tag team titles. I'm taking Big Bill and Ricky. Wes?
Yeah, I'm also taking Ricky Starks and Big Bill in this match. I agree with you. I think it's too early to take the tag titles off of them. Should be a great match. You got four great tag teams coming in. It should be a very fun tag team match. Should get the crowd pretty hot. But yeah, I agree. I think it's too early to take the titles off Ricky Starks and Big Bill. And if our prediction is correct with Omega and Jericho, I could see maybe at World's End we get Omega and Jericho versus Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Obviously, we'll have to see how everything turns out to Saturday night at Full Gear. But that's the route I see this going in. So yeah, I'm taking Starks and Big Bill.
That's what I'm thinking the match for the pay-per-view at World's End is too. Cam, who do you got?
I got Starks and Big Bill winning this match. I got Starks and Big Bill retaining the titles. I would love an LFI run tag team champions because y'all know how much I love Roosh. You know how much I love Roosh, and I've been saying forever get some championship gold on this man. So I would not mind Roosh. So I would not mind LFI winning this match at all, but Starks and Big Bill are going to retain the tag team titles. By the way, let me say before we move on, I am so incredibly happy for Big Bill, man. I'm so Bill in AEW with some championship gold, man. I thought his run in wrestling was over a couple years ago when he got fired from WWE, but he had a good run in Impact, and I'm happy to see him in AEW killing it and doing his thing right now. So I'm incredibly happy for Big Bill.
Yeah, I love it. It's good to see him as a champion, and I'm really happy that he's a champion, and I'm really happy that Ricky's a champion as well. I don't know how long they're going to be champions for, but so far, I mean, it's not bad so far. So let's get into Orange Cassidy against Jon Moxley. This is kind of hard. I'm going to give this one to Cam first, man. Orange Cassidy defending the International Championship against Jon Moxley, a rematch from their fantastic main event back at All Out.
I was in the Jon Moxley is going to win this camp because I was a firm believer in that whatever plans they had for Jon Moxley before he got injured and they had to take the All Atlantic Championship off him. I was fully in the camp. I was fully in the camp of, well, they're just going to put the title back on Moxley and just go with whatever plans they are and go with whatever plans they originally have for him. Until Dynamite and that tag team match, where Orange Cassidy hit Jon Moxley with the Orange Punch And Jon Moxley no-sold it. And then afterwards, Jon Moxley got on the microphone and told Orange Cassidy, "You're nothing. You've always been nothing. I'm going to take this All-Atlantic Championship away from you." That right there made me change my prediction of this match. So I'm going with Orange Cassidy to win this match here because I think they're going to tell a redemption arc with Orange Cassidy. I think Jon Moxley's not going to take Orange Cassidy seriously at all. Orange Cassidy's going to go in there. He's going to put up a fight. And Orange Cassidy's going to go in there. He's going to put up a fight. And Orange Cassidy's going to surprise Jon Moxley. Orange Cassidy's going to surprise him with the Orange Punch, and with the Orange Punch, multiple Orange Punches even, and that's going to lead to Orange Cassidy winning the All-Atlantic Championship back. And then I think he drops it probably to Takeshita at All In, and not All In, but at World's End. Excuse me. But I got Orange Cassidy winning.
Wes?
Yeah, I'm going with Cassidy as well. I think after we saw last night in that tag team match with Moxley no-selling the Orange Punch, I think Cassidy, he could do multiple Orange Punches. I could see him maybe breaking out a new move in his arsenal, maybe doing something like, maybe stooping to maybe a heel-like level to try and beat Moxley because Moxley's been so dominant. It's like maybe Cassidy does something that's like maybe outside of his character to take down Jon Moxley. But I think Cassidy ultimately retains here against Jon Moxley, and this should be a great match. Obviously, the last time they went head to head at it was All Out. They tore the house down, and I think this will be another great match here. But yeah, I just think, taking the title of Cassidy, putting it on Moxley again too after the injury with Moxley. I just feel like, I don't want this flip-flop stuff to be happening with the international title. I think it's best to just keep the title on Cassidy anyway. I'm hoping to see that like throughout this reign of Cassidy's, though whether I don't know how sure how long it will go. I could see, Cam, like you said, Takeshita and Cassidy happening at World's End. I could very well see that, and that's when Takeshita wins the title. So it may not be a very long reign anyway for Cassidy, but maybe we'll start seeing some different, things happen, different angles happen outside of this with this feud with Orange Cassidy. But I just can't see Moxley winning the title, and Moxley doesn't need the title at the end of the day. It's Jon Moxley. He's already a made man in AEW. He's one of the top guys. We know this. He doesn't need the international title to prove that. And I think Cassidy retains here and makes him look strong. Makes him look once again just like a dominant champion. Obviously, his first reign as international champion was phenomenal. One of the best AEW title reigns I think we've ever seen. And I think they're going to continue to make him look strong here in this match with Moxley. And so again, OC gets to retain the international title.
Yep. I was taking Jon Moxley until I watched Dynamite last night. And Jon Moxley no-selling the Orange Punch was the giveaway for this match. Orange Cassidy, he's going to beat him with multiple Orange Punches. He's going to retain the International Championship against Jon Moxley. And Jon Moxley is going to gain Orange Cassidy's respect, and he's going to shake his hand after the match, having Orange Cassidy earn his respect. Orange Cassidy's going to retain the International Championship. I don't think the reign is going to be longer than his first reign was. Over the summer, we've been saying that, hey, Takeshita is a good name for him to drop the title to. Jay White's a good name for him to drop the title to. I think we're going right back to where we were, guys. I think it's either Jay White or Takeshita to take the International Championship from Orange Cassidy, because we've seen Jay White and Takeshita in high prominent roles, high prominent feuds in AEW. Tony Khan can easily have Orange Cassidy put over one of those two guys. But I was on the Jon Moxley's winning the title train until I watched Dynamite last night. And now I'm switching my pick, and I'm taking Orange Cassidy to retain the International Championship. And I think they're going to have a great match once again. I don't know if it'll be better than the All Out match. That match was really, really good. But I think it's going to be fun, too. I really think this is going to be another really good match between these two guys. Let's get into Timeless Tony Storm challenging Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. First off, poor Hikaru Shida. She had about a 20-day reign and then she lost it all out. And she won it like a couple weeks ago, and hate to give the prediction away, but she's going to lose that title once again. There's no way Toni Storm is not losing this match. This was I don't know, like it's not a full completion of the AEW women's division, but I feel like this was the spark that the AEW women's division needed for interest, because now you have something to look forward to with Timeless Toni Storm. It's really her character. Her character is awesome. It's a psychotic version of Marilyn Monroe. She's got the butler, Luther. Luther is the butler. And now we've introduced this psychotic fan, this obsessed fan of Mariah May. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. We saw Mariah May debut last week. If Mariah May made her debut Saturday at Full Gear by helping Toni Storm win with no introduction, it would have felt super flat because nobody knew who Mariah May was. It's good that we got these 2 weeks to know who she is. She loves Toni Storm. She's an obsessed fan of Toni Storm, and she's gonna help Toni Storm cheat to win the championship from Hikaru Shida. There's no way that she's losing this match. She's going to win the championship. Wes, who do you got?
Yeah, I'm obviously going Timeless Toni Storm here. I mean, this is one of the most predictable matches on this entire card. I mean, and I feel bad for Shida. I love Hikaru Shida. It sucks that she has now like 2 transitional reigns under her belt now, these last 2 reigns that she's had. But I mean, I think there's still. I mean, they at least they know in AEW, at least they know that they can trust Shida and like that she is like still put up there in the upper echelon of the women's division. So it makes me happy seeing that because I've always been a big Hikaru Shida fan. But Toni Storm is the most over woman you have in that entire company right now. I mean, why would you not give her the women's world title? I mean, with this gimmick you got going with the Timeless Toni Storm gimmick, being just a more, like you said, just a more psychotic Marilyn Monroe. I mean, it's every single week we got something to look forward to with Toni Storm because every time she's on the screen with the black and white filter and everything, it's always so fun and entertaining. And now you got Luther in there as the butler, just another, add on there. And then plus Mariah May showing up. And I believe Toni Storm will win the title. I think it will be also we'll see Mariah May make an appearance. I think she will help Toni Storm win the title. She will do something to distract Shida for Toni Storm to take advantage and to probably hit the Stormbreaker and to win the title from Shida. And we will see a new reign in the AEW Women's Division. I think we're going to be in for a real treat with this next reign here, which I predict will be Timeless Toni Storm. But yeah, it should be a good match. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what could potentially come out of Toni Storm winning the women's title now that she has this new gimmick and everything, and now she's just again, like I said, most over woman in the entire division right now. It's like you got her, you got Julia Hart, that's over as well. I mean, but Toni Storm is like that's your girl right now. That's the woman you want to put that title on. So Timeless Toni Storm will get the dub.
Cam?
Timeless Toni Storm for the simple reason that they're in Hollywood. They're in LA for this match. How do you go into LA with Timeless Toni Storm doing this gimmick and not put the championship on her? So she's winning this match based off them alone. So she's winning the match based off this alone. Timeless Toni Storm has been absolutely fantastic. Her character work has been absolutely phenomenal, man. I loved on Dynamite last night when Mariah May went into the locker room and it immediately turned to black and white. I thought that was fantastic. This character work is great. Mariah May is very good. And Mariah May is very good. She's going to add a completely new element to this Toni Storm angle. And poor Hikaru Shida, but I feel bad for her too. But at the end of the day, Hikaru Shida's fine. She's still one of the most over women in the entire company. Shida's still one of the most respected women in the entire company. So Shida will be fine. Quite frankly, Shida would make a fantastic TBS champion down that line if they want to go there. I'm just saying, Carter Sheeta would be absolutely fantastic down there. So,
Yeah, it's time. It's especially that the show's in LA. I completely forgot about that factor too, and you know, she's too much on fire to not capitalize on the momentum. Let's talk about Christian Cage, the TNT champion, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. He's manipulated Nick Wayne to be on his team now. And they're going to be taking on Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland, who got to AEW at Wrestle Dream. He's had one match in AEW against Luchasaurus. He's barely gotten his career started in AEW, and already I see people saying it's already underwhelming. Like, we haven't even gotten halfway done the first chapter
what
of
do you
Adam.
do? That's my question. What do you want him to do? The dude just got there like a month or so ago. What do you?
They wanted to go ahead and win the world title and just be like, oh fuck it, it's a world title shot because he's Adam Copeland. And then, but then he'll win the world title and they'll be like, well, why'd you give? You gave it to an old timer. It's like you can't win. You can't win with wrestling.
Yeah.
You can't win.
I don't even try
win.
anymore. Yeah, I don't even try anymore. But
oh my god, Joseph, I'm sorry to cut you off, but one of the things this terrible, I told you guys about it, but this terrible video about 99 pounds with AEW from that terrible YouTuber Age of Wrestling. From a terrible YouTuber Age of Wrestling. This is no disrespect to him, but that video was fucking terrible. And one of the reasons on there was like bringing in Adam Copeland. I was like, what? I was like, how is that? I was like, that's a problem. Them bringing in Adam Copeland. Them bringing in Adam Copeland. Them bringing in Adam Copeland. Like, if you're a promoter and Edge is a free agent and Edge has said, hey man, I want to come in and work for you, would you not pick up the phone? Would you not pick up the phone and call? Like, would you not pick up the phone and bring him in? If fucking Jason Tatum is interested in joining your basketball team, if you're a GM, you ain't gonna pick up the phone and try to make it work. I ain't gonna come on in. Fuck
yeah,
God.
Exactly. But we haven't even gotten done chapter 1 between Edge and Christian, and there's already people complaining. It's unbelievable. I don't even try to argue with these people anymore. It's not worth my time. But for Sunday, this is obvious. It's going to be Sting, Darby, and Adam Copeland. Sting is going to be retiring at Revolution. He has not lost a match in AEW. I don't think he's ever going to lose a match in his AEW career. I think the baby faces are going to get the win, and I think Sting is going to be tapping out Nick Wayne with the Scorpion Deathlock. Cam, who do you got?
I'm in agreement with you. I got Sting, Darby, and Edge. Look, I know his name is Adam Copeland. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna take a while for me to call him Adam Copeland. I know he's been in AEW for a month. It's gonna take a while for me to call him Adam Copeland. That man is Edge, and he will always be Edge to me. So it's gonna take me a while. I'm sorry, but it's gonna take me a while. I'm sorry for anybody that gets offended by that. But that's what I think is gonna happen. I think Sting is tapping out Dark. I think Sting is tapping out Nick Wayne and Scorpion. So.
Yep. Wes?
Agreed. I think Adam Copeland, Sting, and Darby get the dub here. I can definitely see Adam Copeland trying to get into the ring with Christian. Christian just running away like the weasel that he is because he's Christian Cage and he's a fucking coward. He doesn't want to fight him. I can very well see that happen. And maybe they will come to blows eventually in the match. But I could definitely see like Christian, at least at the beginning, run away from Adam Copeland. But yeah, I think it's pretty obvious the babyfaces are going to win here. And I think eventually we're going to get Adam and Christian Cage for the TNT title. When that does happen, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long they want to continue to build it, but I've been loving this storyline here. Christian continues to be one of the best acts on all the pro wrestling television. And Adam Copeland has been really fitting in with AEW and has been doing a really solid job. And you got this Sting retirement tour happening as well, heading into Revolution. So a lot of cool stuff happening here. But yeah, I think it's obvious the babyfaces will come out on top. I could very well see probably Nick Wayne taking the pin here. So
yeah, I agree. The main event, Full Gear. MJF defends the AEW World title against Jay White. I expect an excellent match out of this. MJF and Jay White are both some of the best wrestlers in the world right now. Jay White, it's been a really good feud between Jay White and MJF. I'm enjoying what they're doing on Dynamite. And I think they're going to have an excellent match. But by the storyline, Jay White's been carrying around that title for over a month now. Jay White pinned MJF in an 8-man tag a couple weeks ago. It's an obvious outcome, man. There's no way that MJF is losing this match. Especially with this whole devil storyline going on right now. MJF cannot lose to Jay White. And he's going to retain the championship. Wes, who do you got, my friend?
Yeah, MJF is definitely retaining the AEW World title. It's another match that's very predictable, but I expect this to be an absolute barn burner of a main event here between MJF and Jay White. I've been really enjoying this storyline as it continues to progress, and with the whole devil mask and who's behind it and who the masked goons are that are accompanying the devil. A lot of cool variables in this storyline. Plus, you have Wardlow wanting to go after MJF. You got Samoa Joe and this whole thing. So you got a lot of different variables surrounding the world title picture, making things even more intriguing. But who comes out the winner? Obviously, it's going to be MJF. Should be a great match, but MJF will get the triple B back into his possession. And I don't think we see a reveal. I know some people are kind of predicting that we might see a reveal of the devil mask, who's behind the devil mask at the end. I don't know if we get that just yet. I think we will see the person behind the devil involved. I think they'll have some sort of role at the end, at least at the end of the show. But I don't know if we see the masked assailant just yet. I think they're still gonna build that up. I think until the end of the year, and I think that's when we probably get the reveal. But we'll see what happens. Anything could change. We could see, but I think it would probably be better just to kind of still build it up until the end of the year, until Max's contract is up with AEW in 2024. The bidding, the whole bidding war of 2024 being another one of the big storylines. Or not really storylines. It's one of the big news stories surrounding MJF and his status with AEW. Will he jump ship to WWE? Who we'll have to see. It's another variable into this whole thing that we have to consider. So, but yeah, I think there will be some sort of role there for the devil mask, the dude behind the devil mask, and the masked assailants that accompany him. But yeah, MJF retains over Jay White in what should be an incredible main event.
Yeah, I forgot to mention about that at the end. I don't think the devil is going to be revealed on Saturday night. I do think maybe we'll see him in some aspect, maybe as like a teaser to end the show, or maybe like a cryptic message. If anything, I think we'll get an attack by Samoa Joe, maybe, because Samoa Joe's going to help MJF earlier in the night against the Guns. And if he does, he gets a world title match against MJF. That's the deal that they made. And I think Samoa Joe is going to he's going to lay out. Maybe that's possibly what I think is going to happen. Maybe he just lays out MJF after the match. We got a cryptic message from the devil. I don't think they're going to be wrestling at the next pay-per-view. I think that's a match you do on Dynamite or Collision. I think that's a TV match. But I definitely see some involvement with Joe after this main event. Cam, who do you got and why?
I got Maxwell Jacob Friedman retaining the AEW World Tag Team Championship here. Excuse me. I have MJF retaining the AEW World Championship here. For a lot of the same reasons that Wesley said. Right now MJF is involved in the hottest storyline in the company with the devil. I love Jay White. I do. I hope we get a Jay White AEW World Championship run one day. But it's just not that day. It's just not that day right now. It's just not that day right now. Yeah, it's just not that day right now. So I got MJF winning this match here.
There you have it, folks. Everybody has MJF winning in the main event. And that is your AEW Full Gear predictions here on the Big Fight Field channel. We'll be back Saturday night to review Full Gear here on the Big Fight Field channel. Expecting a really good show on Saturday night. So I'm definitely excited. I'm going to be looking forward to the show. all day Saturday, and then of course get to wake up and watch football the next day. So I'm getting out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below your predictions for Full Gear. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from all of us. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. Wes, where can they follow you, my friend?
You already know you can follow me at The Real Wesley Snipes on Instagram. You can also follow me over on TikTok with the same exact username. Again, that's at The Real Wesley Snipes. Cam, plug those socials, my man.
Follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. Also, follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. Also, if you are interested, check out the Rated M podcast. Me, Mo, Chris Bell, and Rated M Wrestling. Rated M Wrestling, who is celebrating 2,000 subs on YouTube. So congratulations to him. We come on and we talk pro wrestling. But to be honest with you, we mostly just shit all over WWE. We mostly just clown them for about a good hour and a half. So if that interests you, check the show out on YouTube and on Spotify.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's great to be back with you guys. And again, got a lot going on outside of the world, out in my personal life right now, and we got end of the season Miami Dolphins content, of course, here on the channel. But we will be back with Dynamite weekly reviews, December 20th, here on the Big Fight Fuel channel. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe, and as always, stay classy. And I'm out. We're out. Peace.